Any thoughts on that?
There's a difference between graffiti and muralism. I mean, there's really no difference. You know, the graffiti, to a graffiti writer, graffiti artist, is graffiti, he's going to be in a mural. I don't think you necessarily need to use a paintbrush to get a mural done, but back in the day, I know a lot of people, they consider whatever media we use, they kind of frowned on it. It's like, oh, that's not artwork, it's use a spray can. And now you got fucking dudes doing portraits and big back on scale, high buildings, 23 to 30-story buildings with spray paint and stuff like that, and it just changed the name of the game, you know what I mean? They're able to call it whatever they want to call it now, and people identify whatever they want to identify as far as like muralist, I'm an artist, I'm a street artist, I'm a graffiti writer, I'm a graffiti artist. You have different names, captions, or whatever you want to go by. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, it looks good, it looks good.
And there's a huge contradiction in graffiti itself with the respect and disrespect, because the vast majority of the public feels that graffiti is disrespectful. But they'll see a wall, you know, that we're doing, that there'll be commission or permission, and you know, we're doing something a little more stylish, or you know, someone's painting like a portrait or some shit, and they're like, well, I like that, you know. Whereas as artists like us, we might not really see much of a difference, you know. But there's, you know, you can't tell anybody how to view these things, and some people are going to look at certain things other ways. Some people only believe that it could be art if it's permission, and you know, I think that's wildly untrue. But you know, everyone's entitled to it.
You know, I'm currently working with Spark Social Public Art Resource Center by Dr. Judith Baca, who is a Mexican, right, muralist, and a lot of the conversations we're having is like, how are we going to bring Spark into the new era, you know, which is inviting new artists and artists, graffiti artists, muralist artists, you know, like you said, graffiti writers, who are working in muralism now, right, or creating their own murals with their piece. You know, that is the way forward, right, is to everybody unite and have starting conversations and even exchange ideas, right, you know, on how to expand this medium. What is your creative process when you're starting a new piece? Let's talk about the piece that's on the side of the building. What was your creative process there?
It's I mean, we've been doing this a long time, so there's no there's no revelation with a lot of these pieces. You know, we've done literally hundreds, thousands of these things over and over. Part of the art of graffiti is the repetition of it. You know, some people do one single outline for their entire graffiti. There's some guys that never do the same outline twice. So for me personally, it's a strong base in letters and bold lines, and I want to maybe convey some sort of strength and direction and movement in my letters. And I think for the most part, graffiti writers get it. Non-graffiti writers love to say they love the colors, as if I invented purple. But you know, it's all subjective. So it's like, you know, not everyone's going to get the same thing from there. So,
yeah, you know, and many artists are, once I think you reach a level of mastery, you kind of hone in on what your style is, and that's it. Not that's it, I'm sorry, but like it's a repetitive, like you've mastered it, you know? Yeah, it's a sign of that mastery. How do you hope that your art affects those who see it, or those who embrace it, those who want to be graffiti artists or muralists, you know, or like dabbling with it, or just the general public? What do you hope your art evokes?
Well, so for me at least, I think it's not what I hope my art does. It's like when I talk to people, I just, especially the younger crowd, the youngsters, I give advice as far as there's certain things growing up in graffiti, it's not even graffiti related, just be a decent human being. Don't be a piece of shit. It's gonna come back. If you're a fucked up person, it's gonna come out sooner or later. And that's the advice I give to the young guys. When they come out, well, should I go bombing? Should I jump on the freeway? Should I do this as a bridge? I should just say, don't burn anybody. Don't do some creepy shit on the side. Don't be weird, because it's gonna fucking come back. When it does, it's gonna bite you in the ass. It's a small world and a small community. So whatever you got lingering, it's gonna get exposed sooner or later. So just be the best person you can be and have fucking fun doing it. That's it, period.
Same.
This is euphoric.
I want to blur the lines between what is possession and what's not. I think especially in our culture, it's a lot of me, mine, especially with public space. So freeway sound walls, even billboards, that is public space. Like, people are driving around, they got to look at their force a little bit. Just because that person paid for that advertisement doesn't, in my eyes, doesn't make it more theirs than mine. I'm not trying to write on somebody's front door, not ultra personal items. I don't generally want to feel an attack against a specific person. It's more of a general public art form.
Yeah, that makes total sense. What are the rules in graffiti? You know what? Let's expand on that.
I mean, people say don't write on churches. People say don't write on schools. I'm kind of cool with that. Don't write on someone's grave. Like I said, don't snitch. I mean, sort of take care of yourself. You know, don't. I mean, there's a lot of. That's like a dumb thing. It's like the same thing with like convicts. Like, you go to jail and there's a ton of rules. Now, those people went to jail because they couldn't follow rules, and then they go to jail and they have more rules. So, you know, you have this like, you're allowed to write over this. You're allowed to do a piece over a tag. You're allowed to do a mural over a piece, and it's all whatever. It's like fucking paint. So it's like, the more rules, the more ridiculous.
I'm going to piggyback on that for a second. When I was younger, there was rules. There were, you know, you have a tag, a bomb goes over a tag, a piece goes over a bomb, burner, whatever steps. But I will say this, that there's certain people that don't want to do pieces. Like my boy Brock 77, he's a fucking tagging machine. So to say his tag gets to go over by a guy who does just legal pieces, I think that's whack, because he never wanted to be that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean his artwork's worth any less, because obviously it'll punch you in the face. But you just pick and choose your battles. You know what I mean? If you see something, you think, hey, you don't know who's put the face to that artwork or what. It might be a 7'5" fucking giant who trains in the gym all day long, just waiting to clobber you. So you go over and, I did a legal piece, and he just fucking smashes you. What are you gonna say then? The rules? No, there's no fucking rules at the end of the day. It's just basically pick and choose your battles wisely. That's what. Mark.
Introduce yourself.
Same.
So, is it okay to tag over or go over somebody's piece?
No, but yeah, if you do it, back in the 90s, there was a thing where you weren't. One of the rules was you weren't supposed to do graffiti on murals. Now, when the Olympics came here in Los Angeles in 1984, they did a ton of murals on the freeways, and riders laid off of those for years and years and years because of this rule. And there was one down by the Coliseum that I think Sleaze and Jen had, and that sat there for years. No one else did the other ones. And then I did two. I did one over here, and then another one down by the Coliseum with a buddy of mine, and it sort of blew the top off on it. And then I got a little bit of backlash from some of the older riders, but then the toothpaste was out the tube at that point. Like, graffiti writers attacked the murals, and then not only those murals, other murals, it became like why is this artist allowed to have this wall when I busted my ass all night and I really put a lot of effort into this piece, and the city paints over it, or I get arrested, and it was sort of like it's sort of like an equalizer.
Yeah, I've noticed that now the pieces on the freeway, like the one of the kids running, has been like covered. It's demolished. It's no longer there.
I like that thing too.
Have you also seen it?
Same.
Same. No, I'm just kidding. But have you also seen that kid on the freeway? Someone innovatively drew their throw up as the basketball, so he's now holding a piece of graffiti. I thought that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Incorporated into it. Yeah. Well, the new Olympics are coming, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to have also tag and graffiti artists incorporated into the muralism that is going to happen around the city. What crews do you belong to, and how does that work? I'm just kidding.
So I'm part of like 10 different crews, but for the most part, I write MSK, which is a graffiti crew that started in West LA in the late 80s, early 90s, depending on how you look at it. And that's Mad Society Kings. And like I said, I have a lot of affiliates. I've lived in a bunch of different cities around the country, so I'm in a Philadelphia crew, I'm in a New York crew, I'm in a Chicago crew. But for the most part, it's MSK for me.
Same.
Alloy, don't do that.
Seventh letter.
Woo.
So do the crews get together and have like battle ups?
I think at one time that was part of the culture. Not so much anymore. Back in the day, you would say, it's such an ego-driven thing. So it's like my crew's better than yours, and you prove it. And there'd be battles where you pick certain freeways that you would try to do the most of the best stuff on, or certain bus lines, or just generally city. There'd be inter-crew battles, like certain squads. We got these 10 guys. There were big crews that had divisions. There was a 90s crew called D2D, and they literally had hundreds of people. So it'd be D2D4, D2D5, D2D6, D2D9, and D2D9 would battle D2D5. So there'd just be a shit ton of scribbles on the freeway. But I kind of feel like that's a little bit dead in the culture.
I was about to say, like, that could be a cool TV show, like the Good Bake Off and all that. Have you experimented with digital art or other forms of expression outside of traditional graffiti?
Zero digital.
Same. Zero.
Yeah, I do.
How?
Expand your What do you do?
I like using Illustrator, sometimes Photoshop. I use it when I make stickers or T-shirts or logos for businesses. I think digital art could even fall into the category of what today is. We have our art printed on our canvas bags and the back of those shirts, and yeah, I think that could be a form of digital art.
Yeah, sure. And at the end, it's so handmade. You draw it with your hand.
Yeah.
It's just put into a digital program. By the way, we do have for sale the collectible bags with the artwork, and we also have T-shirts, and you get a gift with purchase. Let's see. What projects or collaborations are you currently working on or hope to pursue in the future? Like the great TV bake-off that I've talked about. I think we should work on that.
I think for me, my crew is the continuous collaboration. I have over 30 years in this crew, and the focus is always to build and grow this crew. And And through that, there's opportunities. You know, a lot of us guys have shows and we travel, but I don't have a TV deal at this point.
Same. No, but we have, right now we're doing a thing with the Mural Supply Co. We're painting the event, these Insomniac raves. It's pretty cool. EDC and Wonderland and shit like that, right? They're fucking fun, right? So we have that going on right now. We're doing that on the side, and it's a good gig. It's fun. Meet a lot of cool people on there.
So you do like a piece inside of the rave?
That, yeah, they have these like 20-foot by 10 feet high containers. They'll stack them vertical, like, like
There's the best one, especially for the tech.
pretty dope. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nothing new for us because we're over there. They got us boom lifts and shit, and then they're super hospitable. We go there, we have a good time, we paint, we just bullshit with the crew and the staff, and they take care of us. And whatever they kind of give us a concept, we just run with it. And it's dope. It's fucking fun. It's really cool. Mark's involved with it too.
Yeah, the Mural Supply Company, it's really coming together. We're doing some nice big projects with Insomniac, and hope to get out there and do some more big murals.
Ooh. Tell me when you're
You mentioned the mural company. What is it called? Sorry, Mural
Supply Co.
Mural Supply Co. What materials and techniques do you prefer to use in graffiti work?
Techniques? It's all spray paint. We use hand sprayers, like spray guns for the big areas we have to cover with buff or background, and then we apply paint afterwards. It's basically layers. We have layers of buff paint, spray paint, buff paint, acrylics. What else? Fuck anything we can get our hands on.
yeah.
Pass the mic.
On some of those bigger jobs, we got to do a lot of preparation, a lot of different construction stuff, working with the union and a lot of different heavy equipment.
Union workers.
Oh, union workers.
Yeah, exactly. Locals.
All right. Where do you see your art evolving to in the next few years?
Painful. I feel like I've been on this train for so long, it's kind of hard to get off at this point. I guess just more productivity, more expanding the crew. That's always been a main focus for us. Maybe getting into a gallery or two. That'd be good.
What was the question?
Where do you see your art evolving to in the next few years?
Hopefully more opportunities like this. I love weed, art, hanging with my friends.
So how does one apply or inquire about becoming part of a crew? Do you send
That
your
is a good
resume?
question.
Do you tag on Instagram? How does a new artist who wants to break in?
I think in the olden days it'd be like your buddies in high school, who you sit at the lunch table with, maybe who you see on the same bus lines. Being that the demographic and graffiti's changed so much, and a lot of us are older now, there really isn't such to be teenagers. So now it's just networking and getting out there, and with our crew in particular, we kind of try to pull in some of the elite writers and see if we vibe with them, see if we connect, see if there's some sort of chemistry, and see if we have shared goals, and move with that.
Yeah. So to piggyback on top of that, as far as where we put MSK, both of us, MSK goes, I can only speak on the behalf of that, but we have more it's basically never been a revolving door. I said this before, but it's never been a revolving door policy. It's not like, hey bro, smoke this weed, fucking drink a beer, and you're in the crew. We've always had more to it than that. We try to have family base, loyalty oriented friendship. You build bonds and friendships before it's you because you want to get to know somebody. You know, I'm not speaking on any other crew in particular, but they get guys in that nobody knows who the fuck his name is, his real name, his government name. Well, I don't know. What's his name? I don't know. Cool, but we don't do that. I like to think that we have a lot more, I won't say hoops to jump through, but a lot more standards as far as like inviting someone to our circle, to our family. Like I said, like I know his family, he knows my family, and it goes on. And it's not like we all sit together in front of a campfire and hold hands and shit like that. But at the end of the day, we do have a backbone and structure that we like to keep rolling with that. You know, we've had pretty good structure and pretty good like influence from our older buddies, our OGs basically, you know what I mean? And they've kind of set standards and we kind of fulfill that and keep going, and we have the same standards we have with more of the new guys too, and just break it down and kind of, like a guideline almost, you know what I mean? When it's sloppy, it just turns into a fucking party quick. It's like, that's cool, but if that's all you're about, then that's your thing. But that's not what we're about. We've always had more structure than that. We have more principles. And
it is graffiti based. We're a graffiti crew, but there are a couple other avenues. We have like a couple just family members, just friends we've known forever, and then we might have like a couple gangsters. But that's about what it is.
All right. Well, I'm going to say congratulations on the mural. There's going to be a plaque next door to the mural that's here on the side of the building. Have you guys seen it? I think so, right? No? Okay, so it's like right
Hold it up.
in this left on the side street. And the mural reads, "Mural done by the most handsome men in the graffiti universe. Koi Alloy Steel, Euphoria Cokes Glass Hammer, and MXX AWR times TSL." And the year. So congratulations, you guys.
Woo!
So this will be up there, and the mural is going to be up, and hopefully for a very long time. And it will be graffiti, or maybe it will, and you guys will be happy. Yeah. And remember, there are collectible pieces for sale, and also the T-shirts, and a gift with purchase. Thank you so much for coming, and there's artwork as well here on the side by the fellows and other artists. Take a look, please support. Thank you for coming.